Good evening, everyone, and welcome you all to our What Buddha Said class. So first, we are going to practice our 5-minute meditation. We are not going to do any particular thing. We are trying to observe our thoughts without judging or without trying to push them away. We try to just observe our thoughts. Just let thoughts come to your mind and let them go. And you're the observer. Just observe and notice how quickly your mind changes from one thought to another. Okay, now make yourself comfortable and straighten your body. And keep your hands in a comfortable position. And gently close your eyes. Now bring your attention to your mind. Be mindful of your thoughts. Let thoughts come, let them go. Be mindful of your thoughts. Now, bring your focus to your body and gently open your eyes. Keep your palms together. Pay attention to the feelings in your fingers and say sadhu with me. Sadhu. Sadhu. Slowly put your hands down. Okay, dear friends, now I'm going to pay homage to the Buddha. You can also join me. If you don't know those Pali words, you can observe it. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May my homage to my teacher, Pinwat Lokuswamin Wahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, dear friends, we started a series of Dhamma talks to teach you about the foundation of path toward the enlightenment. What is the foundation of the path toward the enlightenment? Virtue or morality. And last time I gave an introduction to 5 precepts. 5 precepts are the basic virtue or morality for lay people or lay disciples of the Buddha. Let me give you a quick recap about 5 precepts. The first one, abstaining from killing beings. Second one, abstaining from stealing. Third one, abstaining from sexual misconduct. Fourth one, abstaining from telling lies. And fifth one, abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. And also we learned those are not commandments but training rules or guidelines for disciples of the Buddha to develop their path toward the enlightenment. And also we learned when someone keep those 5 precepts, when someone undertake and follow those 5 precepts, they give the safety to this entire world. And we learn 5 precepts is the great gift. Great gift. So today we are going to learn about first great gift. The first precept, abstaining from killing living beings. Abstaining from killing living beings. The Pali word or Pali phrase is Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. I undertake the precept of abstaining from killing living beings. So dear friends, we now know when someone stops killing living beings, they give safety to this entire universe. And also, this is not a commandment again, this is a training rule or a guideline for everyone to develop their life, to develop their spiritual life and also develop their ordinary life as well. And to keep this precept, we need to have that philosophy of ahimsa or non-violence. Non-violence. Why? Breaking that precept always connected with violence. If someone is non-violence, then that person never break that precept. And Buddha says how we can become a non-violent person. How can we develop compassion toward all beings in this world? Here is the golden rule. Buddha say we should put ourselves in the place of other beings. Then we should not kill nor encourage other people to kill living beings. So how do we do that? We try to understand all beings in this world fear for death. And all beings in this world value their life. Even a tiny mosquito value their life. Even a tiny mosquito fear of death. So Buddha says we need to understand that. We need to reflect on that. Then by reflecting on that, we should not harm living beings, or we should not encourage others to kill living beings. So first, we need to have that mindset. We need to have that mindset. So as long as we try to reflect on that, then compassion arises in our mind. Then we know, oh, everyone in this world, every being is in this world just like me. I'm fear of death. I'm scared of death. Just like me, all beings in this world are scared of death. And I value my life. I do everything to protect my life. And there is no difference. Every being in this world try to protect their lives. So we try to understand that. Then by understanding that, we should not kill any living beings, or we should not encourage others to kill living beings. So in one of the suttas, Buddha gives us three dimensions of practice. Three dimensions of practice. Buddha says, direct action first. Not killing or harming with one's own hands. So the direct action, we should not kill any living being by ourselves. And then we should not command or encourage others to kill. So sometimes people, they don't kill by themselves, but they command others to kill. They encourage others to kill or harm living beings. So we need to refrain from that one as well. Then Buddha says the third one, not approval. We should not approve killing living beings. We should not take delight in the act of killing. So we should not approve that. But sometimes without knowing, we approve those killings. Sometimes we don't know about that. So for example, suppose we hear some bad person, and then we learn, oh, that person has killed many people. Then we hear, oh, now he's going to be executed. Then sometimes we feel happy about that. We think, oh, that's good, he deserves that. But when we think like that, so it makes our mind impure, and then it doesn't help us to develop this virtue. So that's why we should not kill living beings, we should not command others to kill living beings, and also we should not approve any kinds of killings. And also then Buddha, in another sutta, Buddha introduces us threefold of purity. Threefold of purity. The Pali word is Trikoti Parishuddhi. Trikoti Parishuddhi, threefold of purity. The first one refrains from killing living beings. And then one encourages others not to kill living beings. Encourages others to not to kill living beings. And also the third one, praise. One praises the virtue of refraining from killing. So we don't engage with killing, and also we encourage others not to kill, and then we always praise that virtue of refraining killing. So we need to practice these things to develop this virtue. So just abstaining from killing living beings is not enough. We should promote it. We should encourage others not to kill living beings, and we should praise it. Then it helps us to develop that virtue. And then the anatomy of an act. How someone commit that bad deed, or how someone break that precept, how someone violate that precept. So Buddha teaches us there are 5 things should be fulfilled, or 5 factors must be present. The first one, okay, first I will give what are those 5 factors, okay? Presence, perception, intention, effort, and result. Again, presence, perception, intention, effort, and result. 5 things. Okay. The first one, presence. So there must be a living being. So there must be a living being. So that's the first one. And then we should know it is a living being, or we need to have that perception. The third one, is the most important, intention. So there is a conscious will to kill. or the Pali word is chetana. Chetana. There must be a chetana or intention. So in one of the teachings, Buddha says, intention is the karma. Okay? Karma, you know, the karma. Okay? Intention is the karma. So we know there are good karma and bad karma. Whether our action is wholesome or unwholesome is determined by our intention. So there must be an intention to kill that living being. And then we should put effort. Okay? So an action is taken to end that life. But still, we haven't broken that precept. As a result of our effort, the death of that being should occur, or that living being should be dead because of our effort. So when all of those 5 things are fulfilled, then we make that bad karma of killing a living being. Okay, so I have a diagram for that. Let me show you that. So there must be a living being, and we must know, oh, this is a living being. And then intention, there must be intention to kill that living being. And then we should put effort. And then that living being should be killed. So when all of those 5 things come together, then we break that precept. So we need to understand there must be an intention, because last time some of you asked about that. So suppose you walk and then you step on some ants, but you don't break a precept, you don't kill a living being. Why? You don't have an intention for that. So there must be an intention, chetana. And also their effort should happen. And then and now think someone has an intention and they put effort, but that living being is not killed because of that. Then that person doesn't make bad karma. I mean, make a bad karma by harming that living being, but that person doesn't make the bad karma of killing a living being. So all of those 5 things should be fulfilled to that bad karma happen. Those are the 5 factors that need to be completed to make that bad karma. Then, dear friends, now we know, okay, when someone make that bad karma, so then they have to go through bad result. They have to face the bad consequences of that bad karma. So in one of the suttas, Buddha says, people who kill living beings and then they will have to go through so much physical pain in their lives, and also their life become very short. And when they are about to die, they have to go through so much physical pain. So those are the results that people have to face when they kill living beings or when they harm living beings. So there is a very famous Buddhist story about a butcher. So that butcher lived next to the Buddha's monastery. So that monastery is called Jetha's Grove, and that butcher killed so many pigs over 55 years. Then when he was about to die, he went through so much physical pain. And for 7 days, he went through so much physical pain, then he died. And also, in Sri Lanka, one professor did a research about that. And then he tracked many people who did so many killings. And then he wrote a book about that, and he noticed those people go through so much pain when they are about to die, and also in a very short period of time they had to die. So this is a result that people who do killings get in this very life. But when someone stop killing living beings, they protect all beings in this world, and also they develop love and compassion toward all beings in this world. And as a result of that, they don't have any remorseful thoughts or any agitation in their mind. So then it helps them to develop their meditation practices. Because we learned last time, we need to get rid of remorse to develop our concentration. Without getting rid of remorse, we cannot develop concentration. So when someone do killings, then always their mind is agitated, and also they have those remorseful thoughts in their mind. It doesn't help them to develop their meditation practices. But when someone stop killing living beings, so then they develop love and compassion in their mind, and also they abandon remorse in their mind, then it helps them to develop their meditation practices. And also when someone keep that precept, they develop so much power in their life. So much power. Let me share another Buddhist story. In the Buddha's time, there was a serial killer. His name was Angulimala. I'm pretty sure some of you must have heard about that serial killer, Angulimala. So one day, Buddha went to the forest where he lived. And when he saw the Buddha, he started to chase after Buddha to kill the Buddha. So he had such a mind, such a cruel mind. He didn't care who it was. He wanted to just kill. And then Buddha did a miracle that Buddha walked slowly, and even if Angulimala run faster, he cannot catch the Buddha. Now, so Angulimala tried to catch the Buddha but couldn't do that. Then finally, he was exhausted, and then he said to the Buddha, "Stop, monk." Then Buddha said, "I have stopped. You should stop. Then that serial killer, he was confused. Why? He cannot catch the Buddha. Buddha is walking, but Buddha says, I have stopped. You should stop. Then he asked about that. What's the meaning of that? Then Buddha said, I have stopped killing living beings. That's why I have stopped. But you haven't stopped killing living beings. You don't have any compassion toward living beings. That's why you haven't stopped. So at that moment, even though he was a serial killer, even though he had a very cruel mind, he got the Buddha's message. And at that moment, he bowed down to Buddha and he asked Buddha to teach these teachings. Then finally, he became a monk. And then when he was training as a monk, one day, when he was coming back from his alms round, he saw a pregnant woman, and she was in huge labor pain. And then he had a compassion toward that lady. But before, he didn't have any compassion to anyone. But now he had that compassion. And then he went to the Buddha and said what he saw and asked how I can help that poor lady. Then Buddha said, you go there and you do a prayer. You can say, from the day I was born, I'm not aware that I have killed any living being. Then that monk Angulimala said, oh Bhante, I cannot say that. It's a lie. I have killed many people. Then Buddha said, okay, then you go and you do this prayer. You go there and say, from the day I was born as a monk, I'm not aware that I have killed any living being. And by this truth, may you be well. May the delivery of your child be peaceful. So he said, oh Bhante, I can do that. Then he went back and then he did that prayer. Then that pregnant woman, she got rid of that pain and she delivered that baby very peacefully. From that day, Buddhists use that prayer as a prayer to bless pregnant women. Even we do that, and also we do this chant for the protection as well. So normally we do some chanting. So this is one of our regular chants. We do this chant every day, and also when we have to bless some pregnant women, we do this chant as well. So since he stopped killing living beings, at that time, that monk wasn't an enlightened monk. He wasn't an enlightened monk. He was training, but at that moment he had stopped killing living beings, and he had that power, that truth. So then that power helped not only that lady, but for many people in this world. And finally, he became an enlightened monk. So that is the power that we can develop in our life by observing, by keeping this precept. And we develop some spiritual energy within us when we keep this precept. But what if we have harmed and killed living beings in the past? Should we regret about that? Not at all. We need to accept our past without having any guilty feelings, because we cannot undo our past. We can forgive ourselves. We can understand, oh, yes, I killed living beings in the past because I didn't know it's a bad karma, or my mind was at that time my mind was full with some defilements. So we can forgive that version of ourselves, and then we can have a determination not to do those bad things again. And then we can create good karma by practicing virtue, morality, generosity, mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. So in that way, we can correct ourselves. But if we regret, then it just drains our mental energy. It doesn't do any good for anyone. So we understand our wrongdoings, we accept it, then we move forward and we try to develop good karma, and also we try to develop our mind as well. So dear friends, now you know, practicing this first precept, undertaking this first precept and keeping it secure the safety of all beings. And also when we stop harming other beings, naturally our hearts fill with love and compassion. And it helps us to develop our mind, it helps us to prepare our mind to develop our meditation practices. Okay, now it's time for you to ask your questions. Okay, give me 1 second again. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. That was excellent. I just had a question relating to the meditation earlier. When you asked us to focus on the mind, I find, and that's happened now second or third time when you asked that of me or the group, I find that when I try to focus on the mind, I'm a blank slate. I just don't get any thoughts coming out. So what I do is I just switch to loving kindness, may all people live happy, all beings live happily, etc. But there's no thoughts that come out. Is that unusual, or what does that mean?
So, Alan, many people try to have that.
Well,
Why are you afraid of that? Okay. People try to switch off their thoughts. Okay, you could do that. Okay,
yeah.
So then just be mindful of the state of your mind. Okay, state of your mind, but try to understand even that state of the mind is not permanent.
Yeah,
it is subject to change.
of
So
course.
then it helps us to because it's still we need to develop our concentration to a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you can stay there, then it helps us to go deep in your concentration level.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should wait a little longer, but I just decided I better do something. So I just go ahead and I'm finding the same way when I do my meditation at home, that it used to be different a year ago or so, but now my thoughts, I just don't have that many thoughts coming out, which is a good thing, I guess.
Of course,
Yeah, yeah.
of course. Yeah, you need to keep practicing it. Like because still we have to develop our
Yeah.
concentration to very deep level. I think you know
Yeah.
about all the jhana level and all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante.
You're welcome, Alan.
Sadhu.
Okay, any other questions regarding what we talked today? Yes, Elaine?
Dante, I know we've talked before about eating meat, and I did not go out and intentionally kill the animals, so I'm not responsible for that. But is that, if we continue to eat meat, is that encouraging someone else to kill, and therefore that would come back to me?
Okay, that's a good question, Elaine. So in Buddhism, eating meat is not considered as a bad karma. So again, if you we can look at that diagram. Okay, those 5 things. That 5 things should be met to break that precept. There must be a living being. There must be a living being, and then
Perception.
Yeah, the perception, and there should be an intention, and then we should put effort, and then as a result of that effort, that living being should be killed. Okay, so all of those 5 things should be met to make the bad karma of killing a living being. So, but even in the Buddha's time, like some people, they offered meat to Buddha, and Buddha accepted that out of compassion. So it doesn't encourage anyone, because it happens all the time. So people kill living beings for food. It happens all the time. So it doesn't mean that you encourage people to do that. But here's the thing, because there are some places like you go and then you point out some animals, then they kill. Okay, then at that moment you make that bad karma. Okay, because you ask someone to kill a living being for you. So then you make that bad karma. And also there are some places that you can see a fish in the tank. Then you think, okay, I like to have this fish for my lunch. So then because of you, they kill that living being. Then you make that bad karma, because you encourage that person, that people, to do that. Otherwise, you don't make a bad karma.
So I guess it would need to be more direct than just.
Yeah.
Okay.
More direct.
Thank you.
More direct.
Thank you, Bante.
Yeah.
Bante, I do have a question.
Yes.
So people who are in an army and trying to protect country and things like that, their intentions are to protect, but they are doing something to harm other living being. Does that consider as a good karma or a bad one? Like intention matters?
Yeah. So actually someone, a soldier, went to the Buddha, asked that same question, and he said, like, I have heard people who kill enemies to protect their country, then they can be reborn in a heavenly world after the death. Okay. Then for 2 times, Buddha refused to answer that question. Yeah. So then the 3rd time, Buddha said, so since you kept asking that same question, I have to give this answer. So Buddha said, like, even if you kill enemies to protect your country, at that moment you make a bad karma. You make a bad karma because they direct. At that it means like before when they have intention to protect my country, or I need to protect my country. So if they have that intention without involving with without killing someone else, then actually that is a good karma. But when they engage with killing someone, then it becomes a bad karma. But here is the thing. Still, people can develop their mind, because in Sri Lanka, back in the days, there was a war. And to protect the country. So I'm talking about, I think, 2,000 years ago. Okay, something happened in 2,000 years ago, and that king and his troops kill many enemies. But at the end of, so it means during that time, yes, they collected bad karma. But they did all of those things to protect our country at that time. And also they had an intention to protect other Buddhist monks and the other people as well. So, but at the end of after the ending the war, some of them became monks. And then that king also did a huge contribution to the growth of Buddhism in Sri Lanka. So he built a lot of big construction we call stupas, and so he collected a lot of merit. He collected good karma. But at that point, he had to engage with that. He didn't have any option. But since they had that, but they didn't do it. They didn't have any personal issue with those enemies. They just wanted to protect the country. So they had a good mindset. So because of that, even they made some bad karma, they could recover those bad karma. They engaged with a lot of good deeds after that, and also one general became a monk and attained the full enlightenment. So after that they developed their mind. And there's another thing in I also mentioned this last time. Everyone doesn't get the results of their bad karma in the same way. So I gave a simile for that. Buddha gave a simile for that. Suppose there is a glass of water, and then you put some salt into that glass of water. But you put that same amount of salt into a river. Then what happens if the water in the glass becomes salty, but water in the river doesn't become salty? The same amount of salt. So why is there a difference? Because in that glass there is a small volume of water, but in the river there's a huge volume of water. Buddha said likewise, there are some people, they haven't developed their mind. They haven't developed their virtue. They haven't practiced meditation. They haven't developed their mindfulness, their wisdom. Then they commit small bad karma, but it can brings them huge bad result. But there is another person, he has developed his mind through the meditation practices, and he has developed his wisdom, and he commits the same bad karma, but he faced a very minor bad consequences. Okay? So it means if we develop our mind, then we can manipulate the results of our bad karma. So that's why most important thing is developing our mind through meditation practices, and also trying to understand impermanence of our lives.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome. Yes, this is the.
So you really made me think a lot because I couldn't really understand. I mean, we spoke in the past, and I suffered a lot, and I know that we talked about like karma, and it doesn't necessarily have to be from something you did in this lifetime. It could be something that's catching up to you from another one. So I figured because of all the pain that I've suffered and endured my entire life, that I didn't know what I did, so I figured it must have been from another lifetime. And now after you say all the stuff that you say today, I realized that maybe I brought a lot of this upon myself. I mean, I was in the military, I was in the Army, and the Cavalry Scouts, it was rough. And where I grew up in Brooklyn, and the time I did was extremely violent. And I did 1 through 4 many times. I never got to that 5th one. I did 1 through 5s, so I was good on that way. But I did attend and did try and did target, and but never finished the 5th one. But I suffered, and you know how much I suffered. I suffered a lifetime of physical anguish and mental anguish, and I mean, so many surgeries. I'm half metal right now, and I couldn't understand why. But when I started practicing Buddhism a couple of years back, everybody was telling me I needed to forgive myself. You were talking about that, which I didn't know about the forgiving the past is the past. And we spoke about this in my conditioned mind, and it was living in my delusion. I didn't know that I was doing these. I didn't know. I know it might sound crazy that how could I not know, but I did not know. I did not know. And then I did know. But I couldn't let myself off the hook. So I felt if I forgave myself, that I was doing an injustice to the violence that I've committed in my lifetime. But it wasn't until then that I finally realized that I can't stop this cycle of pain until I actually let this go. And I don't know how long ago, maybe 6 months ago, I finally became at peace with my past and realized that is my past, and that is not who I am now, and that I am not my thoughts, which you taught me, okay? And that's not myself. And when I was able to actually believe that, and all the stuff you taught me about how my brain was conditioned, and now I have to recondition it, and my meditation, everything, my heart, I feel so deeply and emotionally, and all I have is love now, and I smile, and I see people like the name you gave me was because I'm always smiling now. When I told my family that was my name, they didn't understand why. But yeah, so I didn't realize that, and I figured that I really had a lot of merit to make up to fix this, to undo, but I believe that it is being undone. I do believe it's being undone, I mean, I learned a lot over the last couple of years, and I really, I don't know that if I'm working hard on purpose to change things, but things are changing. Things are changing. Things are getting better, and I learned to forgive myself and realize that I can't. When I was at that peace walk, the head monk said something about if you want to know your past, look at yourself today, and if you want to know your future, look at the next thing you're going to do. So my past, where I was and when I was miserable and I was sad and I was living in that cycle of depression and horrible pain is when I was holding on to my past. When I finally let it go, then all of a sudden the pain, the depression, the anger, the sadness, that left me as well. And then now what I do now every day with my practice and my good merit that and the good karma that I achieve now my future is changing. So every day is a better day, for my practice. So it really coincides with a lot that you had to say just now. So it makes me really think.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tusita, sharing your story with us. Yes, so as long as, because this life, I also said that last time, life is so unfair because we don't know about some of the things, then our mind is conditioned in some particular ways, then sometimes we engage in so many wrongful things, but but we cannot say like I did those things because I didn't know about that. No, but no one will not the karma will not forgive us. Okay? So the only thing we need to do, like, let go of our past and develop our mind to become a better person, and then it can bring all the happiness in this world. So yeah, even in the Buddha's time, there were so many people, they went through so much suffering, so much mental pain. Why? Because they hold on to their past, and then they were worrying about the future. But once they understand the Four Noble Truths, they let go of their past, and then they let go of their worries about the future, and they try to do good things today at this moment, and they try to understand the Four Noble Truths, and they develop their mind to the highest level, and they let go of all the pain, suffering in their lives. So that's what teachings of the Buddha does for us. All of us can develop our mind by practicing these teachings.
I just have a question about when someone kills, or the example you gave about the salt in the ocean and everything.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of like Ted Bundy or some of the infamous like the example that you gave too. Like he was executed. He's a famous serial killer in the U.S., Ted Bundy, but he was executed. But I just wonder, like, if people, like, if he wasn't in the right mindset, and how do we have empathy or compassion? Like the judge made the decision to kill him, but he never got the chance to like be a monk or kind of redeem himself, I guess, in the allotted time that he had till he was on death row. So how do we treat people differently versus somebody that, you know, has a mental disorder, and, you know, we're constantly trying to keep them from killing other people with medication and those kind of things, or themselves, even like the suicidal people. But anyway, I'm just curious, like, how do we not see them as someone more evil, or even just fear? Maybe it's just fear. Like, how do we not fear that and treat people, treat them differently, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. This is a very I know when we live in this society, like, in one hand we have to protect this society, and we have to save, we have to secure the safety of every other people, and then people have to make such decisions, like maybe so that what happened for that person as well. So, but we should not let that negative energy come to our mind. So if we get fear, it's a negative energy. If we get angry, it's a negative energy. So when we hear those things, and when we see those things, it's very natural that we get fear, or we get angry, and but it doesn't help us to have our peace in our mind. So we should give the priority to keep peace in our mind. So to have peace in our mind, we need to understand, we need to let go of all the negative emotions that arise in our mind. So when we see people like them, then we need to understand they did some wrongdoings because of the defilements that arose in their mind. So they are also victims of their defilements. And also, according to Buddhism, like, they make bad karma, they have to go through that bad karma as well. So then by thinking that, we can have some compassion toward them because we don't know they might have grew up in a different environment. Those things condition their minds. So because of so many reasons, people become violent. So we need to understand that. Then we need to have some compassion toward them, and then it helps us to keep our mind in peace. It doesn't mean that we justify all of those wrongdoings, but having some negative emotions doesn't do any good for anyone. And also, yesterday I said I shared some thoughts about that at our meditation program. Like, when we get angry or when we have some negative emotions about people like them, then we embrace the common enemy of peace. Why? They did those bad things because of the defilement that arose in their mind, and now we also get angry and we also let those defilements to come to our mind. So at that moment, like, we embrace the common enemy of peace in this world. So we don't need to do that. We need to understand, okay, if anger or some other defilements led them to do those bad things, then I should not give any space for those defilements in my mind as well. Then we can arouse our energy, our desire to get rid of those defilements in our mind. So when we try to do that, then we focus on that, then it helps us to purify our mind. Then automatically we can have some compassion toward them. And also we need to understand everyone has a chance to correct their wrongdoings, but it might take some time. But because in Buddhism, like, we talk about this is a long journey. This is a long journey. So, and this life is not the first one and not the last one. So gradually, people learn about their wrongdoings, and then they will be able to purify their minds. So we need to have compassion toward all beings in this world.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Lindsay. Yes, Ellen says, even if I don't feel like I can have compassion for the individual, I can have compassion for the pain, karma they have brought upon themselves. Yeah, because in Buddhism, like, if you do some bad karma, like, you have to pay off your bad karma. You are not free from your bad karma. So Buddha says karma is your heir. Karma is your companion. Karma is your friend. It's always with us. Then we people who do bad karma, they have to face to the bad results, and we need to understand that. Then we should not let those defilements to come to our mind, because defilements make people violent. Defilements make people bad, and defilements make people do all the bad things in this world. So then we need to understand, okay, there are those same defilements in my mind as well. So then we need to have some compassion toward us as well. So then we should arouse energy and desire to purify our mind. Okay, I think Johan raised his hand. Yes, Johan.
Buddhaya.
Buddhaya.
Actually, like, I wanted to add something by seeing all these conversations, and I'm truly happy, and I'm happy for you guys. You guys are truly blessed, actually, because we born in a different part of the world, but like we come together for a common aspect, or like common how to say it, like a common a goal to make everything like make happen things much in a better way. And also like I would like to say in this, maybe like by default I'm a Buddhist person, but like there's a lot of people out there who doesn't know or who doesn't practice all these things. But by seeing all these things and asking those questions, practicing and making towards to your life all these blessings and all these good teachings, really really amazed actually. And actually you guys really really fortunate to get advice or maybe to get along with these monks, because by personally I know like it is not hard, it is that hard to find a bantes or like a monastery in the other part of the world. Like we are living over here, I'm living in Canada, but like being honest, like by seeing this really what I collect all my merits, I really what do you call it, like rejoice for you guys, like to make like all these things go very smooth way on your life. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, Bante.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for your thoughts. And here, Kelly has shared a message. I find this helpful when I ruminate on my past transgressions. 3 remembrance for reflecting on past. I did the best I could given the circumstances. Then number 2, I'm still a good person regardless of my actions in that moment. I deserve kindness and forgiveness. Yeah, that's a really good practice. Yeah, this is true because we are all good people. Okay, so so in one moment, the things that we do in a one moment cannot measure or cannot label us and cannot judge ourselves, because these things happen at one moment because of the defilements that arise in our mind. But so that's why we need to afraid of the defilements that arise in our mind. If you want to blame someone in this world, okay, you can blame to the defilements, negative thoughts that arise in people's mind. Okay? Not to the people or not to ourselves, okay, to the defilements. So if you have done some mistakes in the past, you don't need to blame yourself, blame defilements, negative thoughts that arise in your mind. So then you know what you need to do. Okay, you know, okay, I don't need to live with this defilement, these negative thoughts. I need to arouse my energy. I need to practice my meditation to abandon these negative thoughts that arise in my mind. There's a Buddhist story. So because someone might be working on some on military or helping those things, but thing is, it doesn't become a bad karma. Okay, so because in the Buddha's time there is a story. It's about a wife of a hunter. So that wife, she helped that hunter to do all the things. So it means like when he asked for arrows, she went there and she gave arrows, and also she helped him to carry those animals that he killed. Okay, so she helped. Okay? But at that time, she was in stream entry level. She was in a stream entry level, even though she helped. But she didn't help to kill animals. She just did what her husband asked her to do. Okay? And also she didn't kill any living beings. She just did her duty. And then Buddha said she didn't make any bad karma. and she has already attained the first stage of the enlightenment. And then Buddha gave a nice metaphor that. So suppose someone carries some poison, but if they have some protection in their hand, like some gloves or thing, that poison cannot harm their hand. But someone touch poison with wounds in that hand, then that poison can be harmful to that person. Likewise, that lady, so she didn't have any intention to kill living beings. She just did her duty, and then and also she has developed her mind to next level. So then at any point she didn't do any bad karma. Okay? So why I said that, because sometimes like you or your loved ones might be working on those projects. Okay? Maybe maybe in military or some other places. Okay? But they just do their duty. They do their duty, and but they don't make a bad karma of killing living beings. So the thing is, like, we don't need to have some irrational fear about those things. So we need to understand how we make bad karma, and the most important thing, we need to understand, if we develop our mind, even if we do some bad karma accidentally, still we can recover from them very easily. So most important things. So this is the most important thing we all need to remember. We need to develop our mind. We need to practice meditation. We need to practice mindfulness, and we need to learn these teachings. We need to do good karma. Then we don't need to afraid of anything. We don't need to afraid of doing bad karma, because our mind is in a higher level. So that is the most important thing. Okay, so I think we can end our What Buddha Said class today. So I would like to share merit good karma with all of you. So today we collected merit good karma by learning first precept and also having a very insightful conversation. And by the power of all the good karma we collected, may you and your loved ones have a long life, healthy life. May you be successful in your endeavors. May all the good fortune come your way. May you always have a peaceful mind, and may you attain bliss of happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also Tusita has to share a great good karma merit that he collected recently. Yes, Tusita.
Okay. So on behalf of Mahamevnawa, I brought a bunch of monks from the Jersey Monastery down to DC, and I was privileged to take care of a lot of monks. It was a lot of work, but I got to be in the cathedral when the peace monks, they came in, and I was bowing down my hands. They blessed me. They put their hands on my head, and flowers in my hands, and it was beautiful. And later on that night, Bhante Kiwa, he didn't tell me that I was doing it, but we brought robes, and we offered them robes on behalf of the monastery, and I got to present it to the Peace Walk monks in front of everybody, and it was beautiful. And I definitely accrued a lot of merit in those 3 days, especially in Starbucks with the monks. Was very difficult. So yeah, but it was very good, and I would like to share all that merit, because I also found out on the way home, Bhante Paguako told me that if I share a lot of merit, that I don't lose my merit, because I thought maybe if I give too much of it away. So then I'm willing to share all my merit with you guys, lots of it, and it was a beautiful time, and it's living proof that this works.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to chant verses of blessings. Please close your eyes and listen to me. Abhivadana silis nichang vaddapachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vaddanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Balang Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevache Ato Nibbana Sampatti Iminate Samijjatu. May you have long life and be free from illness. May you attain bliss of happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much for joining today. And also, we are going to have our Meditate with a Monk online meditation session upcoming Sunday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. In Eastern Time. And we are going to have this program again on March 2nd. What Buddha said class will be on March 2nd, Monday. Okay, thank you so much for joining today. May you be well and happy and have a good night. Namo Buddhaya.